They started exploring the first floor dungeon, which was filled with ruins, and many spiders were hiding there. Amanda and Fran were only tasked with supervising the adventure party. They may attack, but only in certain situations. Because Amanda and Fran's task was very easy, they told each other stories. Actually, this place didn't have a dungeon master, and the dungeon's core was already controlled by the Adventurers Guild in Alessa Town. The examiners also used the map provided by the Adventurers Guild. When Amanda was young, this dungeon was an adventure always visited when taking exams or farming monster materials. In the past, Amanda was weak and always relied on the party to fight the spiders here. There were also quite a few adventurers who died from underestimating this dungeon too much. Some of them already have children. Because of that, Amanda took the initiative to create an orphanage in Alessa City. But Amanda's struggle at that time was very difficult to build an orphanage. Even Amanda had a hard time making money because she used to be too weak. Before long, the adventurer party found cobwebs and immediately killed these monsters. The material from the spiders here has a high selling price because of the good quality, so adventurers are discouraged from using fire magic, including Fran, because if the spiders were burnt, the quality of the material deteriorated. Next, they will explore the second floor dungeon. Fran asked Amanda all kinds of questions about magic and abilities. Even though Fran could fight with a sword and understood how to survive, she couldn't use magic if she didn't learn more about it. Fran's current magic power is still assisted by Shisho. Amanda was very happy because Fran finally wanted to ask Amanda something. While the adventurers were exploring dungeons and fighting, Amanda explained various things about magic and abilities. First is combat ability, the magic ability from within the body that is channeled into the weapon. The point is that combat abilities are the same as the skills we usually use when playing MMORPG or RPG games. These combat abilities can be acquired over time, and each adventurer has different abilities. Their fighting types also vary depending on what weapon is used. Next, they entered the dungeon on the third floor. Many traps were set in this dungeon, and some adventurers who weren't careful were caught there. Then one of the examiners used his trap detection ability and started removing the traps one by one. After that, they proceeded to explore this third floor dungeon. In addition to the combat abilities that Amanda described earlier, there are also special and additional abilities. The gods give these two abilities randomly to whoever adventurer they want. The last one is magic. Amanda explained that there are 4 basic attributes of magic in this world. Fire, water, earth, wind, and higher levels are also in each attribute. Shisho already has all these attributes from the basic to the highest level because he just upgrades and chooses whatever magic is in his status window. Then Amanda explained that learning this magic was more difficult than combat skills. One must merge with the attribute he or she desires, for example, the water attribute. One has to touch water, meditate, and even soak in water every day to better understand how to release magic through powerful water imagination. For another example, Amanda has magic with the wind attribute. When she first learned this attribute, Amanda always ran through the strong wind. Even Amanda was naked to imagine wind to form magic structures. Fran also wanted the wind attribute, so she would be naked like Amanda did later. Then the adventurers re-encountered the spiders, and they quickly killed the monsters. Meanwhile, Amanda was still explaining magic to Fran because they thought the situation in the third floor dungeon could still be handled by an adventurer's party. In addition to the 4 basic attributes and the highest level of each attribute, there are also combined attributes that adventurers can use when fighting. Many combinations between the 2 attributes can produce new magic. but Amanda suggested Fran combine fire and earth attributes to create lightning magic. Amanda was also surprised to learn that Fran could use 3 attributes at the same time yesterday: fire, earth, and water. Amanda has never met an adventurer like Fran because every adventurer can only use 2 magic attributes. Amanda felt something was odd because Fran wasn't like an adventurer. After the adventurers managed to kill the spiders on the 3rd floor, they immediately headed to the 4th floor to rest because there wouldn't be no monsters. On the other hand, one of the adventurers, Furios, was always looking at Fran with a suspicious gaze. Amanda also explained about light and dark magic. This magic is usually present in animals, and humans rarely have these 2 magics. After hearing that, Shisho will be more careful about using light and dark magic. So far, he has absorbed all the abilities of animals and monsters in every fight. His strength is also unlimited. Then Fran asked if someone had dark magic. Was he or she a bad person? Then Amanda said that magic is only part of a person's abilities, so what determines whether a person is bad or good is the magic user himself or herself. But many people think that if someone uses dark magic, he or she is already friends with the devil. Amanda also has a friend who can use dark magic. This person was unpredictable and very suspicious. However, Amanda knew that he was a good person. Apart from these 2 rare magics, Amanda will also explain many others in this world. But Fran was starting to give up because she had too much information. Then Fran wanted Shisho to unlock lightning magic because she wanted to use it. But Fran can learn it when she finishes exploring this dungeon. After the adventurers finished eating and resting on the 4th floor, the examiners warned them to be careful on the 5th floor later. The spiders to be fought are more difficult and have a wide variety of poisons. Besides that, there was a room filled with teleportation traps. Anyone who entered there would be forcibly teleported once somewhere in this dungeon. There are also rooms where weapons are forcibly removed without the user knowing. Then they started to enter the dungeon on the 5th floor. This time Fran also helped the adventurers because the number of spiders was quite large. After they cleared the 5th floor dungeon, they would head to the 6th floor. Cruz said that the adventurers had to get the monster core stones there, and afterward, they had to get out of the dungeon. When the adventurers had been fighting on the 6th floor for a long time, it turned out that the spiders there were numerous and countless. The examiners were confused because on the 6th floor, there shouldn't be this many spiders. Spider D rank dungeons had long been used by adventurers and had been explored countless times with the same results. However, it was the first time they encountered such an odd incident. Suddenly, one of the adventurers got hit by spider poison, and Fran immediately healed him because the adventurer's antidote potion didn't work for the spider poison on the 6th floor. The spiders there are also getting stronger, and this is an unreasonable occurrence. When Shisho identified these monsters, it turned out that they were the highest species of spiders, called trick spiders, that possessed various poisons. Then Fran immediately told this to the adventurers and examiners there. After hearing that, the examiners ordered Fran and Amanda to kill the spiders to open an exit to the 5th floor. They would retreat immediately as the rank adventurers would not handle this situation. While Amanda and Fran were killing spiders in the 6th floor hallway, 2 adventurers were accidentally poisoned by the spiders and panicked as they were affected by the poison's effects. Amanda and the others immediately chased after the 2 adventurers. But unfortunately, they bumped into Fran, who was killing other spiders in the hallway. Fran and the 2 adventurers fell into a room, which turned out to be the teleports room. Amanda, who had arrived there, was shocked and suddenly could do anything because anyone who had entered the room would not be able to go out again. It turned out that the room was a combination of a teleport strap and a force discharge. Amanda and the examiners were shocked because the dungeon structure had changed. The Adventurers Guild in Alessa City couldn't have suddenly put together a structure like this. Because of that, the examiners quickly took out the maps they had stored up from the start and headed to where this room's teleport destination. Amanda also brought Shisho because it was Fran's treasured sword. When they arrived at a small safe room, it turned out Fran and the two adventurers weren't there. Then Amanda said that she had just remembered something. There are some monsters that, when they evolve into the highest species, can also change the traps in every dungeon they occupy. The monster that changed the dungeon situation was likely the trickster spider. Shisho can't reach Fran via telepathy, and he has to do something to save Fran.